Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I have the Curtis Knives F3 Medium here with me. It's a great knife, guys, and I need to thank my buddy Guillaume because he sent this guy along for me to review. He's super generous, so thanks, bud. Let's check out the size of this guy. This is going to be around 7.75 inch long overall, and 4.25 inch long handle, and roughly 3.5 inch long blade. Right over there. And let's see how this is doing compared to the F3 from Boker. And let's see how this compares to the F3 from Shirogorov. You see what I did there? I'm out of F3s over here, but I can show you another couple of custom knives. This is the Randy Doucette metal head. You can see very, very comparable in size. This is the Sean O'Hare Rambler. Huge boy, look at this. Struggles to stay in the frame. Okay, and what else we've got? Let's do a couple of classics over here. You have the Sparico Paramilitary 2 and the Para 3, which is this bad boy over here. Look at this. Scale size, yeah, maybe a little bit bigger than this, but it's packing quite a lot more of head sharpness compared to that. Let's do it up against this beauty. I really like the action of the ZT0055 right there. Another very interesting offering from Custom Knife Factory. This is the Snafu 2.0 Peter Rassenti design, and let's do it up against another bad boy. This is the Blade Old Blade Works Spectre V2 Prestige, and let's do it up again, since we have this couple of bad boys going on, Arius Koenig and Mini Goblin Koenig as well. And that's it, guys. I guess you have an idea of the size of this guy, because this is the medium, there's the compact and the large, which are of course like bigger and smaller. And this is a very cool titanium frame lock. There's a lot of things going on in this one. You have pretty thick titanium slabs. Look at that. That's gonna be sturdy. This is thick in the pocket. It's extremely robustly built. It's overbuilt. I mean, would you just look at the size of this pivot? It's huge. But it's beautiful, and there's no internal skeletonization, and that's going to reflect a little bit in the weight, because this guy is weighing in at 5.8 ounces, so not a property a lightweight. You have a very, very cool 3D mill titanium back spacer with this jimping going on over here like a mohawk, and it's grippy and aggressive, and look at this, it's protruding a little bit like that. I love this guy. Very, very nice design, super cool. There's a lanyard hole which is drilled through the scales right over here. Interesting design. I think without lanyard hole would be nicer, but that's just me. And then you have these scales with these scalloped areas milled out with like a T-diamondy kind of pattern going on in the inside, and the flats have been are satin, but they have been flame anodized. In fact, you can see the different shimmers of bronze, of purple. All the colors are shimmering, you see, look at that. And then you have this pretty cool purple on the outside and blue on the inside, and purple hardware matching with this dual anodization going on in the absolutely unique target and water jet pocket clip titanium, of course. Very, very nice. This is of course tip-up carry only. It's gonna protrude this much outside of your pocket. And overall, the construction is pretty simple. I mean, you have this pivot screw to get rid of, and these two screws, and you're done. You need probably something like this in order for you to be able to disassemble this guy. So here you just put any kind of bit. This is like a T8 for these two guys, and here, I mean, you could use a flathead screwdriver, but yeah, I wouldn't, because you risk to mar this beautiful pivot. So just use this guy over here like so, and you're done. So beside this point here, the hardware is not protruding. It's pretty flush. I mean, just a tiny bit like that. It's not gonna ruin any design detail going on over here. And what it's really cool, guys, it's the, ooh, what is this? What is this? How fine is this? Look at the amount of layers going on over here. It's just fantastic, guys. This is a 3.5-inch long Damasteel blade, Wharncliffe, like done like beautiful. You have some jimping going on over here, which is fantastic. I really like it. And just look at the crowning of this pine of this blade. What is it? This is beautiful. I don't know why, but I really dig the crowning. Like, it's almost like a circle. It's beautiful. And then here you have just a very short swedge going on. Look at that. And then abruptly goes down, like to create this Wharncliffe Warney point. And then basically only belly up to the sharpening choil, which reveals how thin behind the edge this guy is, which is pretty good. Hollow grind going on up to, I would say, 60% of the blade, and then you have a flat over here. You have the laser etched logo on this side, nothing on this side, so it's all right. I can accept that also because, you see, it's not very visible unless the light is just hitting properly. So it's not too distracting, I think. But this blade, oh my god, look at the layers going on. It's ridiculous. How fine are those layers? I don't know, a lot. Really cool. Something that I'm not really a fan of, and I always said about the F3 by Curtis, is the flipper tab, because there's no chamfering going on the sides, and it's protruding, it's sticking out a little bit too much, and it's too much, it's too long. I'm not saying, you know, it has to have something like this, which is ridiculously small, but absolutely functional. But for example, I don't know, something, I would say something like this. You see the difference? I mean, this is absolutely functional as well. It doesn't have to be extreme like that, but this is a little bit too much for my taste. Also, but I mean, it's functional because you see you have one curve like this, and then you have this side over here. And the jimping is only here. So if you want to do light switch, you just approach it like that, light switch it like this. You want to do push button, you just push button like this, taking advantage of the jimping going on over here. So it's not too bad. I said, you know, there's a lack of chamfering going on internally, but outside you have this level of chamfering going on over here. So overall, it's gonna be pretty, it's gonna feel pretty good in the hand. The sound that this guy makes, it's very interesting because it's very subdued. It's not loud. It's very nice and almost inaudible when you close it. You see? I mean, come on, this is almost muffled, like dampened, unhearable. Oops. And here, it's not loud. I had other F3, which were much louder than this. So I don't know, this is nicely tweaked. I think it's a very nice and discreet sound going on. The weight of this guy, we said, is 5.8 ounces, so it's not the lightest, but I mean, it is overbuilt, so pretty look at this stock thickness of these slabs and the stock thickness over here. I mean, there's quite some materials, there's some heft to it for sure, and it reflects also in the sturdiness and in the feeling that you're gonna have in the handle. There's this jimping, which I really love. You can even do, you can attempt to do some reverse grip. You have a nice finger guard created by the flipper tab, and this area here just sticks a little bit. I would prefer maybe something like that, but here, yeah, why not? It's fine. Really solid in the hand, but if I just squeeze the handle, I feel a nice hot spot going on over here and a little bit of hot spot coming up from this pocket clip, because it's not really rounded off. I mean, here it's kind of like not 90 degrees, but kind of. So it's not the most comfortable ever, but this texture over here is gonna increase the grippiness and the purchase you're gonna have when squeezing this guy. So that's a good thing. Of course, zero blade play. The clip retention is it's absolutely perfect. I like the clip ramp right here and how tall is the clip, so you can use this guy in pretty thick pants and you're not gonna have any issue. Also, deployment speed, it's pretty nice if you deploy it nicely. If you do a light switch, is a little bit slower. If you do push button, is faster, and it's gonna be in both cases pretty smooth because this guy is running on bearings. So as soon as you disengage the lock bar, it wants to drop shut, but there's no guillotine effect. You have just to give it a little bit of a wiggle in order for this guy to go back in the closed position. So very smooth overall. There's of course no rattling when shaking. This guy is put together like nicely. It's very solid. You have just a little bit, you see, like these two screws are protruding. It would have been nice like to have them flush with the handle, but it's just a little detail. You have this area here. You see these are like basically the same height, so there's no relief for the lock bar. You have this milled out area here, so you need to jam your finger in, which is also reflected on the other side. That's why the opening. So it's relatively easy to disengage the lock bar. And sorry, by the way, I just forgot to mention how cool is the stainless steel lock face insert right over here, which has an over travel stop bar mechanism integrated, and it's absolutely flush. You can't feel that. So I mean, fit and finish is really good. I would have preferred maybe a little bit of cutout, a little bit more here to have a little bit more room to disengage the lock bar, but I mean, it's not a big deal. Of course, we said free fall and no guillotine effect, but overall this knife, it's a badass. It's extremely built like a tank. Overall, the look of this blade, it's fantastic. The grind, masterfully grinded. Sound really subdued, great grip, a little bit of hot spots going on, but overall I'm liking this guy. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.